Ruby Foster is a part of history.
She's 94. She will be 95 in September.
She served our country during World War II.
And they came in, swooped in, and saved the country's healthcare system. They're all in their 90s now.
Ruby Foster was a cadet nurse in the United States Cadet Nurse Corps.
The Cadet Nurse program was a program at the very end of World War II, 1943 to 48, and it was to help with the country's lack of nurses. So many of the nurses were helping with the war efforts that the country's healthcare system nationally was close to collapsing. So President Roosevelt signed in the Bolton Act, which provided for them to recruit 125,000 single 17 to 35-year-old young women and put them through accelerated nursing programs.
The cadet nurses became heroes on the home front.
They were charge nurses in hospitals, and they were doing things that many 17 and 18-year-olds could not do today. So it's really impressive.
There was no way I was going to get any advanced education outside of high school. My dad did not have that kind of money. And when I saw this poster, join the Cadet Nurse Corps, I said, hey, that's for me. Yes, and I did. I was in the last class.
Ruby joined when she was just 16 years old.
Government paid us $10 a month the first year, $15 the second year, and I'm thinking 30 third year, 3 years. This was a 3-year program.
They are the only uniformed Corps members from World War II not recognized as veterans.
When they signed up for the duration of the war, having no idea how long their service would be to the country. It's kind of sad, and I just wish we could figure out a way to make that happen.
Do you consider yourself a veteran?
No, we're not, but we should be.
And a couple of times it's made it through the House or the Senate, and it gets buried in another bill, and it just never has happened.
But she was honored like a veteran thanks to the Greater St. Louis Honor Flight.
It wasn't very long before I got a call from the gentleman, and he said they had looked up the cadet nurse. They weren't familiar with it either, and they'd done the research, and that they would be happy to take Ruby, and she would be their first cadet nurse to get to go.
Oh, it was good. It was nice. I really enjoyed seeing those monuments, and oh, it's wonderful.
She was also honored at a St. Louis Blues game.
And they put her story on the Jumbotron, and then she had a standing ovation. The entire St. Louis Blues Stadium was full. It was a sold-out crowd, and a standing ovation. She stood up and do the little wave, and she had it down pat, and she was just thrilled.
Thrilling is a word Ruby would also use to describe her friendship with Vickie.
Best friend I ever had.
I taught nursing for many years at Lewis and Clark Community College. Some of the nurses just said, you need to go meet this lady that just moved back here. And I went in and started talking to her, and just found out that she was a cadet nurse, and we just had a lot of things in common, and we connected really well. She didn't have any family close by, and I started thinking about my grandkids and how I think they would really love her.
The story of their friendship even inspired a book.
We wrote a children's book called Miss Ruby, MS Ruby, and the Gigi Squad, G-I-G-I Squad, the kids being my squad, me being Gigi. And friendship comes in all ages, and the book is to hopefully encourage more children to want to friend older adults who maybe could use some kids in their life and bring them some sunshine.
Ruby is considered a bonus grandma to Vickie's grandkids. Vickie also brings her nursing students in to meet Ruby. And there's one piece of advice she imparts on all of the future nurses she meets.
Be good nurses, or get out.
Ruby Foster, a piece of history that helped our country by helping others.